what is this thing? Back on the KD175 build. Welcome back to Builds Not Projects. This week, back on the KD175 Restoration. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the frame the rest of the way prepped for powder coat. I got to make sure that the foot peg mounts are in the right spot. I got to fix that one little bracket and make sure that I get it in the right spot for the oil tank. And then we can go ahead and finish sanding the little bits that need sanded and go ahead and powder coat it. So we'll get started with the bracket first and then double check foot pegs and get it sanded and go from there. Alright, so I got that other little bracket welded on there just now over on that side, which helps mount that oil tank. And then this mount that had been welded on before, I went and found the NOE foot peg mounts that I had ordered on eBay, and they seem to both line up exactly the same on both sides. So I think we should be good there. So I can start getting it all ready. I'm going to start wiping it all down with acetone and get it all prepped so it's ready to start powder coating and see if maybe we can throw some powder on it. I may have to wait and put powder on it tomorrow night, but we'll see how much time I have and we'll go from there. Alright, so I got this thing all hung. I just used the lift arms and a piece of tubing and then was able to hang them. I got it all hung up inside of the powder coating oven so I could just make sure that it's not going to touch the edges or anything. And then I brought it out here and hung it up and then finished wiping it all down. So it's all prepped, wiped down. I'm going to actually not end up powder coating this tonight. So I'm going to powder coat it tomorrow night after work just because I'm running out of time for tonight and don't want to be here till 2 in the morning. So I'm going to catch you guys back out here tomorrow night and we'll go ahead and get this thing all powder coated up. Alright, so it's the next day. I got all the powder coating stuff set up. Frame's all ready to go. Oven's on preheat, so we can hopefully have it all ready to go by the time that I get this frame all powdered. So we'll try this out. First time ever trying powder coating. I got this Eastwood dual voltage gun, not sponsored or anything, but it was fairly cheap and the reviews on it were really good. So we'll give it a go, see how this goes. All right, so now that the frame is in the oven, I set the temperature back down 400 degrees, and then I just gotta wait until the part reaches 400 degrees, and then it's just 10 minutes after that stuff's gotta cure. So 10 minutes after that, I'll pull it out of the oven, hang it back on the rack, let it cool, and then I'll powder coat it again. I want to throw another layer on it. I wasn't able to quite coat everything as good as I wanted to, so I'm going to just try throwing another coat on it, see if I can get in the little corners a little better. And for checking temperature on the part, I'm going to just use this little infrared thermometer. A bunch of places sell these. You can get these even at like Napa, or I think probably even Walmart, I would guess. But these things, they just read the temperature of a surface, so I'll use that to make sure that the part is at the correct temperature for where we need it. So I just checked the temperature on the part. It has reached its 400 degrees, so now we just got to wait another 10 minutes. The preheat light had just shut off again, so it had gotten back up to 400 degrees inside. So that's kind of a good indicator for me for future that the part's kind of right around that preheat light. Wait a couple more minutes, and then I can go ahead and check that temperature on the part and make sure that it's where it's supposed to be. So now just wait another 10 minutes and then we can pull that part out. All right, 10 minutes has gone by. Time to go ahead and pop that thing out of the oven. Turned out pretty good for my first try. Check this thing out. Nice, glossy, fresh out of the oven finish. I mean, there's a few spots that probably need some touching up, but we'll do another coat and get all that taken care of. The frame, I think, finally is coated nicely. So I got the swing arm and then that brake rod, and they're cooking right now. They'll be done in probably about 15 minutes, and then we'll have them all hung up here, and we'll just let them cool off, and then I can start getting some of this stuff put back together. Well, got all 3 of these parts powder coated. The frame, the main portion of the frame, I think is probably completely done being powder coated. These other 2 parts, I might have to do another coat just to kind of touch up some stuff, because I had a hard time getting in, like, into the back corners there and whatnot. I need to get a different regulator for the air compressor so I can be a little more accurate with my air, and I think that'll help. But other than that, they look pretty dang good. I'm excited to start going back together with this thing.